Hey basketball fans, this is Jordan Herod with A&M-Commerce and the Lone Star Conference. Thanks for joining us. We're here with head men's basketball coach Sam Walker and senior center Craig Fofang. We'll start with Craig. Craig, as a senior, what are your expectations for the team coming into the season?
Well, we got a lot of new guys and we got a lot of different personalities. We're still getting used to each other, but I feel like we've had a good preseason, to push each other and get a good bond going in our conditioning and our weight training. So I feel like we got a good group of guys that really want to, come together and listen and try to be successful. So I'm feeling pretty good about the team this year. I feel like we should be pretty successful as long as everybody just sticks to his plan.
Craig, talk about the level of competition playing against teams in the Lone Star Conference.
Man, every year I've been here, the level of competition has been ridiculous. You got a bunch of guys that are just as big, if not bigger, and really physical. Everybody plays fast. Everybody plays hard. So you got to come with it because you can't have no slack. You got to have your strong mentality and coming into every game and be ready to battle.
Craig, discuss, I know you guys have done some community involvement. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we just recently actually helped the Lions Club clean the highway out right outside of Walmart. That was a good experience. We did that with the women's team, and it was a good little experience to get to mingle with the people that come and watch our games and support us. And we also were involved with there was like a fair downtown a couple weeks ago, and we helped set up with some of the people that support us as well. So we like to stay involved with the community, and show back the support that they give us, that we care and we appreciate them.
Craig, thanks. We'll shift over to Coach Sam Walker now. Coach, how integral are your returners going to be? J.R. Owens, Anthony Adams, of course, the man sitting to your left, Craig Fofang.
Well, it's got to help. You start talking about the level of competition, all the people Craig's played against, and him being a fifth-year senior, that we count on our returners quite a bit, and probably none will count on more than Craig here, just because of the time and knowledge he has of the league and what we have to do to be successful. But Anthony Adams, J.R. Owens, Everett Pleasant, those that have been through the battles, if you will, we really have success when those people can really explain to the new guys that this is a tough thing that we're really going to have to do together.
Coach, what are some things, maybe one thing in particular, that you've learned about this team or found out about this team in the offseason?
Very little. I don't want to skate your question, but we've done so much conditioning and lifting, and they're very resilient. They work very well together, but until we get into some good practice sessions, we'll know a little bit more about our team. But I think over the years I've found, until you start playing games and you really play another opponent and you get 3, 4, 5 games in, you really find out what you're good at, and then you find out how you're exposed and what your weaknesses are. And I think the good teams have a way of hiding their weaknesses as the year goes on and really showing off their strengths. So time will tell on that.
Coach, what are the biggest changes in the team from last year coming into this season?
Probably the biggest changes is Darrell Williams probably not being with us, him being one of the greatest players that have worn a Lion jersey in 100-year history of our athletic program. He was an All-American and a great leader, had a great work ethic, and so alluding to your earlier question, I don't think you replaced Darrell Williams, but we think that Craig and JR and Anthony, those people have got to be seniors the way that the seniors were last year, and hopefully they had enough growth in the years that they've been here to kind of say, this is my torch now, and I'm not going to let it down. We've had a lot of success here in the past 2 decades, and a great deal of that has to do with great senior leadership.
Coach, what is the most important aspect of basketball itself that the team has to focus on in order to be successful this year?
Oh, boy, there's so many things. I think the saying we probably use the most, or I use the most, is the best player is the player that makes everyone else their best. And I think people that want to give a little bit of themselves for the good of the team when that is sold out throughout the entire locker room. I think good things can happen. If you wanted to, you get down to turnovers and rebounds and statistics, when you throw all that out, when you have unselfish play by talented players and people that want to see success in their teammates, teams have a great chance to be successful.
Coach, one last question. Tell me about the tradition of the Lone Star Conference. It seems to be kind of a powerhouse every year, all the way across the board. You guys, obviously, the reigning conference champions, but tell me a little bit about the tradition of the league, maybe the difficulty of those games.
Well, it's funny. This is my 25th year in the Lone Star Conference, and I'm kind of a baby, if you will, to the league. You know, when you talk about a league that goes back to the 30s, I think. I know just looking in the field house, there's a football Lone Star Conference championship banner from 1933. We've been playing basketball since 16, 17 was our first year. So we have so many years in the conference, and we've seen it grow. But when you look at, I think we had 4 or 5 teams last year that were in the top 20 in the country at one point in time. And that's not a fluke year. If you're going to be in the tops of the conference, you're going to be in the tops of the country. And teams that want to do well in our conference, they better be prepared to be one of the top 20 teams in the United States in Division II basketball. So it's a privilege to be in that conference, but it's not always fun. You better be ready for to get after it every night when it comes to league play.
All right, Coach Craig, thank you guys for joining us. Good luck this season. The Lions open play on November the 13th at Oklahoma Christian.